Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to yet another T. Martin Airlines flight. It's your captain speaking, and boy, do I have a great itinerary for you today. We here at T. Martin Airlines want to expand our service area, our coverage area, and this is a long-awaited itinerary that a lot of people have wanted to see. We are going to be taking in some of the most fantabulous views that this country has to offer. We're going to be flying over the Grand Canyon. It's going to be a great time. I can't wait. So here we go. We are going to be taking off from an interesting, very small airport here. This is actually the Boulder City Municipal Airport. It's a small town in Nevada, a few miles southeast of Las Vegas. Actually, we might be able to see Vegas up over these hills here. Try to see if we can get you guys a sneak peek of it. But obviously, Sin City is not our main focus of today. It's taking off from here because we're actually going to check out the Hoover Dam on our way up. So we're going to see the Hoover Dam, fly over Lake Mead, head on up through the Colorado River as we make our way into the Grand Canyon, and it should be a pretty incredible view. Should be incredibly beautiful. So just can't wait to do that. But yeah, just over this mountain range right here, Henderson Executive, I believe that's the what's it called? Oh, okay. We make sure your seatbelts are. What is happening? Why did we? Sorry about that, folks. Technical difficulties. We're going to take off on flight number 2 here. I'm just going to get turned around right away before we run into any issues. I have no idea why. Were we, shot down by Area 51 or what was that? I have no idea why we just instantly went without power there all of a sudden. That was kind of crazy. Maybe some crazy wind shear coming off the mountains or something. I don't know. But we're looking pretty good here. Go ahead and head on over to the Colorado River. As soon as we see a nice river, we're going to bank a left-hand turn, head north, see the Hoover Dam, and see what kind of trouble we can get into. So, yeah, this is, nice little golf courses off in the distance there. This is Boulder City. It's a very small city that actually, it was created solely for the reason of housing the workers that were working on the Hoover Dam. There are about 5,000 of them, and Vegas, actually, they really wanted to do that. Like, this was in the 1930s during the Great Depression, so it was like creating all these jobs and people were excited about it, and it's honestly one of the most impressive engineering feats of our country's history. So a lot of towns really wanted it, and Vegas really wanted it, and they even went so far as they started trying to clean up their image. They tried to get rid of the Sin City image. They were closing down brothels and speakeasies and stuff like that, but they didn't end up getting it. They actually ended up building Boulder out here in the middle of the desert because it was a lot closer, a lot more convenient for the workers to be able to get there, and now that's why we have Boulder today. I mean, typical desert town, I guess. Nothing really too crazy, but kind of an interesting story there. So we're going to go kind of east-northeast, I guess. Think the river might be up here just underneath this mountain range, but we'll see. I love the desert, man. I really, really do. It is just so barren, but also so beautiful at the same time. I don't know what it is. I never really, until recently, have I had more of an appreciation for the desert and stuff like this. I definitely want to spend more time out in the west side of the U.S. It is very, very beautiful. Lots to offer. Just very different. Kind of feels like a different planet out here. Believe we should start coming up on the Colorado River here soon. I would assume that's why we have this big drop off. This thing, for millions and millions of years, has just been carving away at the desert rock out here, and that must be it right there, dude. Look at that reveal. This is just so incredible. So the river, that's the Colorado River is the reason for the Grand Canyon. I mean, you guys could see she's working on a little canyon down here. I wouldn't call this grand. It's a little baby canyon, but yeah, just been flowing for a lot of people say that the canyon as we know it now, like the main part of it was formed in the last around 6 million years or so, but could have been started as early as 70 million years ago, which is crazy. But yeah, look at this, dude. Oh my goodness. Just jagged cliffs and all this greenery here due to the water of the river out there in the middle of the desert with all the sand and dryness. Pretty incredible. So we're going north right now. Eventually we're going to come around one of these bends and we're going to see the big old Hoover Dam. Not the highest dam in the world, but one of. It stands about 726 feet high. It's about 1,200 feet wide. And like I said, it's one of the most impressive feats of engineering of our entire history here in the U.S. Built back in the 1930s during the Great Depression. So again, it was creating cities, creating jobs, creating lots of opportunity, and lots of hope, I guess you could call it. These little sandbanks and stuff being formed. Now, is this the dam here? Did they just not include... I think that might be there's a highway in front of the dam, and then the dam's going to be behind it, yeah. Dude, look at this thing. I realize in a video game, it's kind of hard to tell the scale, but I'll throw some pictures and videos and stuff up on the screen for real life, dude. This is incredible. Are we going to have enough speed to be able to climb up out of this? I certainly hope so. I'm going to be honest, this is kind of anticlimactic. It does not look like much of a dam. It kind of looks like just like a big rock face. This is the first time Flight Sim has ever like dramatically let me down. Look at this. This is not a dam. It just looks like we've got the like, heads up, Trev. Okay, you're getting a little bit mesmerized by the views. Let's not crash again, please. We've already spared one life today. Our passengers only have a few more to give, but yeah, mainly looks like the edge of a mountain. There is kind of a little bit of concrete there. That's the really interesting part. I wish we had a little bit more detail here. So the amount of concrete that it took to build this dam, I have it written down over here. It's over 4 million cubic yards of concrete. That's enough to build a full-fledged highway, full-sized highway from the complete coast to coast of the U.S., from the east to the west coast, or it's enough to build a 4-foot sidewalk around the entire Earth at the equator. That's how much concrete they used to build this one little dam. Now, you can't really call it little because it's one of the biggest in the world, but it's little in the scope. Like, to just think about how much concrete they laid down right here to be able to build this thing, to be able to hold back all this water from Lake Mead is pretty incredible. So the point of the dam, I believe the main idea is for hydroelectricity. It provides a ton of electricity for, this southwestern part of the U.S. It's also, I mean, like, some of the drinking water comes from here, irrigation, flood control for the river. Again, the Colorado River has been grinding away at everything for years and years and years, so it kind of gives us the ability to be able to, control that a little bit more. But I believe hydroelectricity is kind of the main reason why it was built. And now it's a big part of tourism. It gets quite a few visitors a year. I think like close to 2 million or something like that. It's it's a big deal. Back in World War II, is actually the target of the Germans. And wow, look at this Lake Mead. So insane. Never been to Lake Mead. Really, really want to one day. All the houseboats and stuff out there, all the wakeboarding and surfing and parties and stuff. It looks pretty cool. Again, the water here on Series X does not look all that great. Just kind of looks like the abyss. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the dam was a target of the Germans in World War II. They wanted to blow it up, and I think it was going to have some sort of an effect on the electricity and stuff for the aviation industry in California, so it was going to slow us down of building planes or something like that. Their plot ended up getting foiled. They did have people, I think, on the ground, like, inspecting the dam and where they could, like, plant charges and whatever else, but we caught wind of it, got more security out there, and stopped them before they could do anything too detrimental, which is kind of a cool story, I guess. See, I'm going to be honest. I mean, this lake is massive. I'm not exactly sure which little cove continues on to the Grand Canyon. I know we have to go east, maybe a little bit northeast, but probably more like east-northeast. I do see there's kind of a POI off in this direction. I guess we'll just kind of see where we end up. It is beautiful, though. Again, it kind of looks like a different planet. There's this big pool of water, all these jagged rocks, and there's life there, but not a lot of it. We've got some bushes and some grass and stuff, but mainly a pretty barren land here. Ooh, look at the brown water now. Interesting. If you told me this was Mars or something, I might believe you. So I don't know how to pull up the map in console. I'm gonna have to look that up. I went back to the main menu here. This is where we took off. We flew to the river, flew up the river. The dam is right there. This is where we're getting into Lake Mead. So Lake Mead stretches all throughout here. It's a really crazy looking lake. It's like almost like a Treyarch logo or something. But we're going to go down through here. I'm thinking we might start somewhere. Maybe we start like here. Maybe we start like up here. So I believe this is where we get into the main part of the canyon. And then you guys can see it gets a lot deeper over in here as you follow the Colorado River. And then like up through here, it looks like it gets pretty jagged and crazy. And maybe even in here, I think this is over more towards the north rim. I'm not an expert. I did visit very briefly back in 2011 when I was moving from home, driving out to Los Angeles. I just kind of stopped and saw like one little piece of it. Definitely want to go back, do some hiking and stuff. But we're going to start here. We're going to head due south and follow along through the canyons and just kind of, we'll probably bounce around, see a couple different areas of it and see what we can see. All right, so we are exiting Lake Mead. We're leaving Lake Mead behind us here, and we are going to be getting into the depths of the Colorado River, where it's a little bit more focused. It becomes a bit more, you know, pinpointed, a bit more accurate. It's been flowing and you know, tearing away at the Grand Canyon for, like I said, up to 70 million years. So we're going to go see where it gets a little bit narrower and a little bit crazier. This is obviously kind of the starts here. Like, it's pretty jagged terrain here, but up here in front of us, you can see it really kind of starts to get pretty crazy. We've got some weird things happening with the reflections on the water and stuff. I think it might be because we kind of spawned in without giving it time to draw everything up, to load everything in. We are playing on the Series X, you guys know that, so it's not going to be perfect, but it is pretty good. This is crazy, dude. It's almost like it's like a rock face right there. Just instantly becomes a crazy canyon with lots of different altitudes and stuff. The Grand Canyon is so massive. It's over 1,900 square miles. It's bigger than the size of Rhode Island, the national park is, and it's like, because of all the super crazy variances in altitude, it basically has its own weather in different pockets. Like, it's completely different. It's not like you can say, oh yeah, the Grand Canyon's sunny today, the Grand Canyon's rainy today, or it's humid or whatever. It's so many different pockets that are all so different. It kind of creates its own little ecosystems and planets, which is kind of cool. Coming up on what looks to be kind of the entrance here. Now speaking of that, like different ecosystems and varying weather and stuff, obviously that has an effect on the animals and the wildlife. And I was obviously looking up facts about the Grand Canyon beforehand. I love to feed you guys random facts and learn them myself. The most dangerous animal in the Grand Canyon, what would you say it is? The animal that affects humans the most every year in a negative way. You know, we've got all kinds of poisonous, venomous snakes. We've got coyotes. We've got scorpions. We've got like little poisonous geckos. We've got all kinds of things. What do you guys think it is? It's the rock squirrel. A little squirrel that's based in you know, the Grand Canyon. He's called the rock squirrel. He bites all the time. Apparently it's like a thing with visitors, and especially people on hikes like down on the ground in the canyon and stuff like that. They'll like try to feed him and try to take pictures with them, and obviously they're cute little guys, cute little squirrels. Apparently they bite a ton of tourists every year, and there's something like 6 million, 7 million tourists that come to the Grand Canyon every year. He affects the most of them. So, you know, all the rattlesnakes, all the mountain lions and coyotes and stuff, nothing actually has anything on the rock squirrel. Pretty incredible. Really, really, honestly, just motivating stuff there. You know, it's to be such a small guy, to have such a big world around you. I mean, look at what we're looking at right here. To be the baddest thing in all the lands and pack that much punch in such a small body, it's honestly incredible. Little squirrel that could. Look at this, man. Oh, my goodness. This game is just, dude, I mean, obviously, it's not perfect. Obviously, there are some weird, unnatural little curves and stuff to some of the rocks, but just some of the detail here is so incredible. To think that they pulled all of this from satellite imagery. You can see the little sandbanks. You can see overturned logs. You can see all these cuts in the sides of these mountains that this river's been working at for millions of years. It's crazy. There's all kinds of fossils they find in the Grand Canyon. No dinosaurs. They never found any dinosaur fossils. I mean, the dinos were here long before this canyon started. Like I said, at most maybe 70 million years ago. But they do find all sorts of interesting fossils and stuff. There's also caves. Apparently there's some thousands of like these secret little caves that are like cut into the sides of the mountains that only like 1,200 have been explored, and I think only one is open to the public, so that's kind of creepy. I don't know what lies back in those. That sounds like some sort of a horror movie or game or something. But yeah, dude, this is just incredible. Can you imagine being in a cockpit flying through something like this? Insane. I'm gonna say let's get some altitude. It's fun flying down in the canyon itself, but I want to get some altitude here and see what we can see from above. Just slow and steady, she does it. I really love this plane. This might be my favorite plane to fly in this game because I like the yellow color. It's striking. It's got the big wheels on it, so it makes it really fun to try to land in weird places and scenarios and terrains and stuff like that. And it's like, I mean, it's I wouldn't call it fast. It's not slow, but it's fairly slow. Like its cruising speed is slow, so you get the chance to really kind of take in the scenery around you, but the problem is it doesn't really have a lot of power. So to try to climb up out of this thing is going to be a very slow and meticulous task, especially if we don't want to crash. This would be really dangerous. If you were in a small airplane and you got like you don't have the power to just push yourself up out of the canyon, like you got to weave your way through it like you're a TIE fighter going through the Death Star or something, or you don't really have options. You're only going to have a limited amount of space like this right here where you might be able to hoist yourself up out of it. Oh my goodness, dude. Look, going up over these peaks. This is incredible. Oh, it is so cool. This is amazing. Let's get an interior view. Wow. This is just so crazy to me. Think about what flight sims were 10 years ago and think about what they could be 10 years from now. This is insane. Looks like we did make it. Made it up over the very top here. It's so funny. This is such a crazy world down below us. And then we get up top here and it's just like flat, boring land. Like, oh, hey, it's a desert. But nope. You've got this happening behind you. I want to get up like super, super high. I want to get a lot of elevation just to kind of take in like the vast, flat, Martian-looking landscape. And then you've got this massive crevice cutting through it. Crazy what water can do when you give it enough time. About 2 nautical miles from the west edge of the canyon. So that's, I mean, technically maybe we weren't in the Grand Canyon yet. It was pretty grand to me, but that's crazy. Dude, this thing... It's so big, like I said, 1,900 square miles, bigger than Rhode Island. There have been fewer people that have successfully gone from one end to the other lengthwise, like all in one go, not taking multiple stops and doing it in multiple tries, than have been on the moon. That's how intense this canyon is. That's how, hard it is, how difficult it is. Obviously, there's lots of different hikes and trails and stuff you can do, and some are more geared towards beginners, but it is a very unforgiving landscape that has been carved out over millions of years, and it's not really the most easy place for humans to survive. Not really sure what our max altitude is available in this plane, but I'm hoping we're not going to get too close to it. We're getting way up there right now, dude. This is just so incredible. And look at that. You almost can't even see it behind us. Like all that crazy terrain we just flew through, it's almost disappearing over the edge of the horizon. Just a very slow and steady climb happening here. Trying not to go too quickly that we lose our airspeed and then we have to tilt the nose back down. You got to find that perfect balance on your angle of attack, but also keeping it low enough that you keep your airspeed up and maximize the power of that engine. My goodness, dude, this is just insane. Closing in on 8,000, 9,000 feet here. Beautiful. All right, we'll take it. And these views are just getting better and better. Let's see what it would look like inside. Obviously, when you're climbing, you're not going to see much if you tilt that nose down a bit. Ugh. This would just be so cool. So, actually, something kind of interesting. The FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration, which is kind of like the governing body over aircraft, and they write aircraft law, and it's, what you have to register with, and I think they control all the pilot's license and stuff like that. They were actually created because of the Grand Canyon. So back in the 50s, a lot of commercial aircraft would, if they were flying over this part of the U.S., they would kind of take a bit of a detour. If it wasn't too far, it would make it worth it so that their passengers could see it. And it was just, I assume kind of a marketing thing, like, hey, if you fly with us, we'll take you over the Grand Canyon. You'll get a free tour of it, that sort of thing. In 1956, 2 of those planes crashed into each other. When they were doing those like little sightseeing detours. So technically neither of them should have even been there, but they were just there just to be able to see it, just because they wanted to check it out. So because of that, the FAA was created, and now, we've got all the safety procedures and precautions and guidelines and stuff like that. So hopefully that never happens again. But not gonna lie, it sounds pretty cool. Not the running into each other, but if you got to, you know, say you were taking like an Orlando to Los Angeles flight, you got to like look out and like really see the Grand Canyon, fly low over it, be able to see it. That'd be pretty amazing. To be honest, I don't know how much more epic we're going to get. So we're above 10,000 feet here. But I think this thing's got the ability to go higher if we wanted it to. But just look at this, man. This river has just torn the earth apart over millions of years, and you know, just centimeter by centimeter, millimeter by millimeter, micrometer. I don't even know what's less than that by micrometer. So we're gonna dive back down here. Luckily, I have turned off stress on the aircraft, so we aren't gonna you know, tear up in the re-entry here like we probably would. Going this fast. Oh my goodness, how fast are we going right now? Over 120 knots. Yeah. Our aircraft would be literally falling apart right now as we're plummeting back towards the Earth. This would not be a fun thing for us. However, since it is a game, we do get to kind of experience what it would be like. This is insane. Try to pull up. I'm going to try to go last minute-ish, not too last minute. Definitely don't want to end up crashing into anything, but wow. Our own little roller coaster there, huh? Beautiful work. All right. I think we're going to stay down here. I think it's a little bit more fun, a little bit more exciting to look at down here. We're going to weave our way up the Colorado River here and hopefully get deeper into the canyon, see if we can find anything interesting. I would assume since it's a national park, you're not actually allowed to do this in real life. But my goodness, would this be cool, man. Think about just flying through here, just narrowly avoiding the water and the edges of the mountain around you, just going through these giant gorges. Oh, taking a look at the views. This would be so incredible. Look at those just vertical cliffs up to our right and in front of us. This is just amazing. To think about how one little river has carved away everything we're seeing right here. It's just wild. This river was here so long before we ever were. It'll be here way after we're all long gone, turned to dust. Kind of a bit of a like existential thing to think about, but it's the truth. Unless global warming gets to it first, then maybe the river will dry up and you know, that'll be our own problem. Ooh, this is cool. I like this little area here. Okay. Starting to get a little bit tighter, a little bit sketchier, but I like it. And imagine looking out your window on both sides and just seeing nothing but rock and trees and stuff, just feet from your wing, just inches from death here. Be pretty exhilarating. The cool part is you just never know what's around the next bend. I would imagine we'd probably have some pretty crazy waterfalls and stuff. What's happening here? See, like the river gets tall right there. I'm not really seeing any waterfalls. This would probably all be like really crazy, you know, rapids, white water, that kind of thing. Rocks and trees and stumps and stuff sticking all up out of it. Feels like every corner that we turn, it kind of changes on us a little bit. It's part of the excitement of it. You don't really know what to expect. All the elevation changes of the river here. Got to be very careful. I'm gonna go outside, make sure we don't crash. It'd be a long way back from Boulder if we ended up going down out here, so we're gonna do our best not to. Could have brought a float plane and put this girl down. Would have been kind of fun, but where we're going, we don't need floats. This is just incredible. Just absolutely insane. Just cruising through here, man. I love this. Look at this. Got to be careful. Don't want to get too caught up in the beauty around us. I love looking behind us and seeing the, you know, edges fade off into the distance. Ooh, looks like there was a little runoff area there at one point. Could be kind of interesting. This is just so cool. Is there any way you can boat on this river? I'm sure they've got like certain areas where you can whitewater raft and stuff, but like, is it boatable? Could you like rent a pontoon boat and go out here and just like cruise through the Grand Canyon? Because that sounds pretty epic too. Would do that in a heartbeat. I'd imagine the water's probably not really calm enough for that. Probably gets pretty crazy in some spots, but who knows? Maybe it's possible. Get like a jet ski or something. Can you imagine a jet ski running through here? Ooh, what is that? Oh, it's just like a rift in the ground. I thought that might be a little hut or something. There's something called the Supai Village. It's, I believe, the only town. It's a small village of like 200 people in the canyon. They actually live in the canyon. They've been there for a very, very long time. So maybe we'll end up seeing that. I'm honestly not even sure where to look, but keep your eyes peeled. There might be some people afoot. Looks like we got a tight corner right here. Drop a wing and send it. Oh my goodness, dude. Look at these. Ugh. Every little turn that we come around, there's just another reveal of another super epic mountain off in the distance. Look at the color of this water. Just emerald green. The yellow of our plane popping off of it. Dude, this is something else. Okay, so this is pretty amazing. I've cheated a little bit and I skipped ahead quite a ways. We're kind of now more on the eastern side of the canyon, and we're gonna go check out a very, very popular spot. I bet just about every single one of you have seen photos from Horseshoe Bend. I bet a lot of you guys have been there. I haven't. It looks epic, but this is like the spot that people go and take a picture of when they go to the Grand Canyon. So you guys can see we have dramatically changed up our landscape. Honestly, I would say, I mean, I like the emerald green waters here, but I would say the other parts that we were in were much more beautiful. Had a lot more going on with, you know, the shrubbery and the trees and the you know, jagged rocks and mountains and stuff. Here we're getting a little bit more into, I think, northern Arizona. And also, ooh, we've got a little highway here. Let's pop back up and see what's going on there. We're getting close to Lake Powell. So we started back on Lake Mead, and now we're getting closer to Lake Powell, which is another major lake out here in the desert. What do we have going on here? Just like a little settlement off to the left. Okay, Marble Canyon. Interesting. Very cool. I like it. Let's not wreck into it. So we're going to continue on this way. And eventually we should have a pretty epic turn that we're going to have to make. It's probably going to be pretty tough, to be honest, for us to be able to survive. But we're going to go through it. And then I'm also going to do a little flyover on top of it because it's an epic spot, that's for sure. Looks like we've got a little bit more going on the sides of the river here. We've got large banks and stuff. We've got like little islands and stuff too. Kind of seems like it might be a bit of a calmer portion. I mean, obviously we can't physically see the river moving in this game, but just based on the geography around it, if it's accurate, I have no idea. Like I said, I haven't really spent any time around here besides just passing through. So I would venture to say maybe this is a little bit more calm. Maybe my pontoon dreams can come true over here. Who knows? But I do think I think we will. We're going to be going back into some of these plateaus over here. We are going to get back into some pretty aggressive cliff sides, and that's where we're going to find Horseshoe Bend. It's just so crazy how quickly all this terrain changes. Does look like we've got roads and stuff over to our left, and some buildings. Might be a small little town right there. But yeah, we just had that like really flat, really nothing crazy, not even that big of a canyon back there. And now we've got these wide open spaces, and I believe we just want to keep following the river. We definitely just want to keep following the river. But we've got these really jagged, incredible geological formations up here in front of us. Dude, look at this. Like we mentioned before, so many different climates, so many different, you know, altitudes, and it's all one area, but it's all so different. There's so much to see. Somebody says they went to the Grand Canyon. What did they actually go see? Because there's so many different parts of it. Who knows? Maybe Chelsea and I have to do some sort of a vlog series on it. Go explore a good portion of it. Be kind of fun. That would be cool. It would be cool to do like flying episodes of this and then like go do the real life thing. See how it compares. Man, okay. See, this is a lot more epic. This is what I was looking for. Trying to pull up my Google Maps here to see when this is going to happen. Okay, so I see we passed Marble Canyon. We're going to have a couple of pretty crazy turns and stuff. We're starting with the left here. I think we're getting fairly close. I think we're getting there. Very hard left here. Yeah, this dude. Look at this. Just insane. All the reflections in the water. Wow. My GPS is correct here. I think we're going to have a pretty sharp right, a slight left, a long right, and then a very, very harsh left. And that harsh left is going to be Horseshoe Bend. Almost sounds like we're playing like a rally racing game or something. Oh, dude, look at this. This is I'm geeking out right now. This is so cool. The fact that they were able to make this out of satellite imagery is just amazing to me. To get, again, like I said, it's not super detailed, but to get all the detail and the depths and everything going on here is pretty incredible. Woo! Almost turned a little bit too hard there, Trev. You're good, though. Gotta watch that wing. So I believe this is gonna be our long and easy right, and then we should have a harsh left. And all those Instagram photos you see should be up on this rock pretty much directly in front of us across the way. I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, this is it. Dude. So this is definitely the tightest corner that we've had. It kind of opens up quite a bit to be able to fly through it. It seems like it'd be fairly easy. This is the tightest corner that the river takes, that at least that we've seen so far. Very aggressive move here with this beautiful rock. Up there on the right is kind of the lookout point that everybody goes to. You can see a beautiful piece of the Colorado River as it just keeps cutting through the canyon. Let's see if we can go up top and see this thing from the air. Get there, buddy. 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 Woo! We made it. Barely. But we made it. Oh, this is so cool. We could probably land up here and have a little picnic if you guys wanted to. I don't want to make you too late on your travels, but yeah, this is pretty incredible. I think I may go for it. I think, oh, we've got little huts out here. That must be for some of the parking and maybe bathrooms and stuff for the lookout point. I think I may go for it. I think I may try to land on the edge of the world here. Come on. Come on. Coming in a little hot. Oh, there's a tree there. Missed it. Okay, we could just do a nice little float over it then. Oh, that is so cool. Are you kidding me? That is just incredible. Try to get some power, get up out of here. Should be able to fly right back up top. Can we stop it? Got him. Okay. Let's be careful. We are coming in really, really, really hot. Just gonna use our left and right here, trying to slow us down. I don't think this plane has flaps, so I don't really have the ability to slow myself down. We gotta mainly, we're kind of drifting here, mainly rely on momentum slowing down. I don't know if these little bushes are enough to mess us up. Hopefully they're not. We're just gonna send it and find out. Yeah, we're good. Okay. I'm gonna see if we can get up to the edge. It's gonna be tough though, because we don't really have brakes. I don't really have my brake. I mean, I think I have brakes somewhere on here, but we're just gonna try to roll up. Other airlines in the 1950s like to fly overhead and put you in dangerous, precarious situations. We here at T Martin Airlines like to really, truly give you the full experience. Put your feet on the ground and let you know what it's like to fall off the edge of a cliff at Horseshoe Bend. Oh my goodness, dude, that is so sick. Wow. Okay. All right, so I don't think we're going to be able to beat that. Hope you guys enjoyed a nice little flyover of the Grand Canyon. We saw quite a few parts of it. This ended up being a much longer episode than I was anticipating it being, but I love this game. I genuinely do. So hope you guys do too. Hopefully you guys drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Hopefully, yes, this gorge is long enough that we should be able to build up some speed and get up out of here. Thankfully, I did not trap you in a crevice headed for doom. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know where you guys would like us to fly next. Leave comments down below. Really appreciate it. And we're just gonna keep on chugging, baby. I'll see you guys later. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed. Peace out.